everyone, and welcome to question 57. Is being on autopilot for your songs a good thing? I fear that I should be thinking more whenever I play a piece that I've done many times before, subsequently have in my muscle memory. Please explain. Kind of. I think it's fine. Really, I guess the idea that in a performance scenario you've played this song loads of times, but the audience won't have heard you play it before, most likely, unless you get repeat audience members, which is also fine. Because actually I tend to, when I hear players I really like, if they ask for requests, I always put in a request of a song I love to hear. Because even, again, going back to that idea of being new and things, every time they play it, I often hear something different each time. It's like if you watch a comedy show, for example. Sometimes you have to watch it 4 or 5 times before you actually hear all the jokes in there, because you're too busy laughing about a joke that you've heard at one point, and you miss out all these other ones. So it's similar with a song. You don't always pick up on absolutely everything the first time you listen to it. So thinking of it like that as well, you know, you might be on autopilot whilst playing it, but the audience members have never heard it before. You think everyone's heard it a million times just because you've heard it a million times. Autopilot in this, I think it's absolutely fine. Because it shows that you know the song well enough. It also shows that because you know the song well enough and you're on autopilot, if something happens, you can probably adapt to it quite easily. For example, playing in a street band is good for this because you sort of learn to play pieces quite fluidly. You sort of learn sections, section A, B, C, D, which is probably like your verse, chorus, bridge, etc., intro, maybe an outro. And you just sort of have to be fluid and be able to play those sections almost in any order, with just the leader sort of signaling what section you're playing next. And that can then depend on the audience. If the audience are enjoying the song, you might then loop around so many sections more, whereas if they're not showing so much enjoyment, you just end the piece and then go on to another one and hope they enjoy that better. So yeah, autopilot I think is fine. But then you don't want to stick in that thing of then always being on autopilot, because then really are you actually enjoying what you're playing that much? You want to vary it enough for you, but then sometimes money can be a good thing. Like, for example, being in a function band, you essentially learn a good set to begin with, and then because you're playing in so many different venues, especially if you're playing for functions, you're often playing for completely different people every time. Does it matter if your set's the same? As long as you keep, like performing the panto every Christmas, you're playing to a new audience every time, apart from some people that repeat going. Because actually even then there's something new about it and all of those things. So yeah, think about that side of it, and any more questions, please do let me know. Cheers, bye.